G'day viewers, welcome to another What's Happening video in the Goat Shed. So today, September 1st, 2023, it's 11 degrees Celsius outside, which equates to 51.8 degrees Fahrenheit. So, today being September 1st also commences the first day of spring here in Australia. I've mentioned this before, our seasons start on the 1st of the month, so summer will be the 1st of December. Now, the days are staying lighter longer, so therefore the days are getting a bit longer, and next month we'll be starting our daylight saving, which goes for 6 months to April, so that's going to throw our time zones out with our friends in the USA. Makes 1 hour difference. So, what we've been up to, we've previously posted a video on, or a few videos on our target pool. That job is now complete and we're waiting for the owner to probably come and pick it up over the weekend and take it home and test it. So that was a long job, and everyone's seen the video on that, of the total rebuild of the whole machine, with emphasis on the trip bank for the pool balls. That was a big job. So earlier this week we had an Eye of the Tiger come in. Now, Eye of the Tiger is a game from 1978. They only produced 730 of them. That was in the May. And that was designed by Ed Krinsky and the art by Gordon Morrison. And there was a 4-player version of that made called Sinbad, which was made in both EM and solid state. So Eye of the Tiger is definitely up there as probably one of the last 2-player games made, or damn close to it anyway. We'll show you the Eye of the Tiger shortly. The other game we have in here to do is a pro football. Now, pro football is like Eye of the Tiger, reasonably unique. It has the 4 flippers. So there was King, Cool, Eye of the Tiger, pro football. Any others you can think of, Grant?
Oh, I know a lot that's got 3 flippers, but 4. A couple from the 60s had 4 flippers. Didn't Showboat had 4 flippers? I think it did.
Ah, yes, it did, didn't it?
And
Yeah.
Super Score, Super Spin, was it Super Spin?
Right.
Yeah.
So there are a few. Personally, I don't like them. Do you like them?
Nah, they put you out a bit. And Williams made a few machines with their 4 flippers with the spinning roulette wheel in the middle between the flippers. Remember them?
Yeah, I do.
They were good games, but they were pain with the flippers. You took a bit to get used to, but they're okay for the times.
Sure. Well, an interesting thing about pro football is that, as I said, it was made in January 73. Come 77, another game was released, which was essentially a 2-player version of pro football, and that was called Gridiron. Now, what came about with Gridiron is that Wayne Nyans had said to John Osborne, who'd started there in 72 when John started, look, we really think that a 2-player version of pro football would be good. See what you can come up with. We don't care if you use the original design, but it's just got to be a 2-player. So John Osborne doesn't take credit for designing Gridiron, but he did make an enhancement to it which he felt was necessary, as the original game frustrated him something ferocious. And what the problem was that if the machine was still scoring and the score motor was still turning and you lost the ball down the out lane, that completed the circuit to the players on the playfield, the lamps,
For the points.
and the touchdown. So if you lost that ball while that was spinning, you didn't get that touchdown.
Yeah, and especially if you're one point away from getting a free game, it used to annoy you.
Yeah, and he thought, well, gee, that's not real good for the player. So what John did, his claim to fame with that, was that he actually fitted a delay relay in the circuit so that points would score after the score motor had stopped spinning on the previous instruction. He was worried that Wayne would knock that back because it added a cost to the game, but Wayne thought it was a great idea, and there it was released that way. So that was gridiron with a delay relay thanks to the engineering of John. I actually was on a video call with John just a couple of weekends ago. He and I and his wife became friends when I was in America last year, and we were discussing that very thing, and I said, well, that's what brought it all up. I said, we've just got a pro football come in. And he told me the story again. And if you want to have a read of that little story, if you simply look up pro football or gridiron on the IPDB, you'll read about it there. And a little snippet of how John actually injured himself out of frustration. He got a hell of a bruise on his shin. So there's a little snippet of information that a lot of people wouldn't be aware of. And quite interesting, really. Now, the other job we've got here at the moment, we've had this here a long time as well. And the main reason we've had it the length of time we have had is because there was painting involved. And that's a 1975 fast draw. April, in fact. And once again, Krinsky and Morrison were involved in that game. Krinsky designing it and Morrison doing the artwork on it. Now, this one's had a brand new cabinet made, and it's also had a stencil from the Pinball pimp, Jeff Miller, and it's painted, so we'll show you that in a minute. Now, in a couple of weeks' time, on the 16th and 17th of this month, our annual Pin Fest here in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia, will be held at Club Macquarie at Argenton, and today being Friday the 1st, tickets for that will go on sale on the Newcastle Pinball Association website today at noon, 12 noon. Now, a word of warning, anyone that wants tickets for that, that's local of course, get onto it early, because I think they've only allocated just under 700 tickets, and they go very, very quickly. So there's 2 sessions on the Saturday and 1 on the Sunday. Yeah. And both Graham and I will be there, mainly to look after any of the EMs. I think there's about 14 EM games out there. Hopefully they'll all be working.
All up over 100 machines.
Yeah, some of them will have come through the Goat Shed. And also we're there to answer any queries or questions you may have on your EMs about repairs and things like that. So we'll be in our black
Goat Shed
shirts with the Goat Shed logo like you see there in front of you. And we'll be happy to have a chat to you. Another interesting thing this year, he was here in 2018 and he'll be back this year, and I'm sure this will be his swan song, and that's Gary Stern is coming out again. So he's going to be giving a talk and people will be able to go to that. There was some criteria for that. I can't remember what it was in respect of you had to sign up for it or something.
Might be just contributors maybe.
Yeah, anyway, he'll be here and he'll be mingling with the crowd, and, you know, people will be able to go and talk to Gary. Now, Graham and I certainly took advantage of that when he was here in 2018, and we sat down with him for well over an hour and had a chat about his dad, Sam, and things of the past, and, you know, we learnt some interesting things. We learnt, for argument's sake, that Don Hooker, the famous bingo machine designer for Bally, Don designed every bingo from Bally from, what year did they start?
51 I think it was.
Right through to 78.
But I think it had a lot to do with the one balls as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Don actually went and worked for Sam Stern, which was
Yeah, interesting.
Quite interesting.
But Stern didn't make any bingos.
Yeah, that's right. Stern didn't make any bingos. A little bit like Gottlieb. The closest thing Gottlieb ever came to a bingo machine was, and Wayne snuck it past David Gottlieb, was Sweet Adeline, the pinball machine from 1950s.
Yeah, I think it's mid-50s.
Mid-50s? Yeah. You have a look at that.
I think it had a turret on it.
And you'll see it's got a picture of an adding machine on the back glass and like the numbers there. It's quite clever. Really, really clever. Now, we'll be doing another training course this month on the 30th, and this particular training course will be the inaugural one on the new back of veranda facility where we've got a TV screen set up so we can put things up on the screen and everything. And this is going to be our biggest course yet with students. We're actually going to have 7 students. Now, that's the most we've ever had. We originally started off with 4. We thought, oh, well, that's about it. Then we figured, yeah, we could fit 5. And then with the new furniture and everything on the deck, yeah, we can fit 6. Anyway, we've now figured out we can fit 7, but that's probably about it. And we're also going to be having a machine to work on live. Now, we normally don't accept students' machines, but in this case, we decided it would be worthwhile because it's a Williams Rancho, and we've agreed to let the owner bring it up. We'll have a look and see what work it needs. Apparently, it has some problem with the bonus. So we've asked him to make sure he's got a printed schematic for it, and we'll have a look and go through it with the students and see what we can work out and show them how to actually go about fixing it. So yeah, that's on the 30th of this month. Gee, time goes quickly. All of a sudden it'll be Christmas, won't it? And then next year, hopefully, we'll be planning our next trip to the USA. Hopefully. Just got to get that Australian dollar up a bit higher against that greenback. Anyway, time will tell. Now let's have a look at some of the stuff we've been doing now, and we'll show you.
And you mentioned we're not sure whether we're doing a playful swap or not with this one. We're not sure what's going on with it.
Yeah, so you might have just heard that. This is fast draw. There's the head box. That's all done. It's just got to be lightly rubbed back, and then we'll put a satin clear over that, and that'll be all done.
It's looking good.
Yeah, it is looking pretty good. There's the cabinet. Now, bear in mind, this is all a brand new head box and cabinet. That's all done. Looks pretty good. It's had the speckling done to it. We've gone through all this in our videos before on how to stencil and paint, so we're not going to bother too much about that.
Yeah, we're knocking out the restorations this year.
But the owner has to. The owner pulled this all apart, and I think the owner's a bit nervous maybe about putting it back together. So
we're getting Spanky to do it.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. All right, let's go out into the front shed and have a little look. Oh, here's our new family of goats. Now, these people are related to Spanky. That's Mum and Dad there on the right. And those 2 kids on the left, they look remarkably like Spanky. So we're not exactly sure what's been going on there at night when we're not here. But, yeah, the mind boggles. Okay, here's Lightning Ball. Now, we got this back, a few weeks ago now. We've got to... the cabinet's all been repaired and undercoated, ready for painting. Here's the playfield, a little bit dark in there, I guess.
It's a very pretty playfield.
Yeah, and we're going to have some work done on that playfield by a friend who will actually do some touching up on it for us. Let's put it this way, we could do it, but he owes us a favour, so that's the way it's going to work this time. And here's Eye of the Tiger. Now, this machine has a little bit of history. It's not sure if it was an Australian machine. Can you remember?
No, we put a transformer in this.
Oh, okay, we put a transformer in. So this actually originally was at Luna Park in Sydney. Now, Luna Park is an amusement park, and they had like a pinball place in there. It's gone now. And the previous owner of this machine had all the machines in Luna Park. This has got the back glass is not too bad.
It's a repro.
Yeah, it is a repro.
But the colours are darker.
Yeah, so you have a little look here, and we've got a broken,
which is very common in this machine,
plastic. But the owner has new, and there's one there, yeah. The owner has new plastics, but we're not putting them on until it comes back from Pinfest. So the playfield on this is pretty good. I think the only downside of this style of machine was these rotten spinners. You know, they're terrible spinners. Gee, we had some trouble with this one too. I mean, it's good now, but
you never get them perfect.
They don't seem to. Remember the other spinners?
They don't come home the rest real good.
The other spinners had the weight in the bottom. These haven't got the weight in them, so it's a bit of a nuisance. But you know, the 4 flippers. Well, I mean, gee, I don't know. As I said,
they do drain down.
Yeah, they go down there a lot if you're not careful. I think, as someone said, it might have even been John Osborne again. The players are meant to save the ball, not the flippers are meant to save the ball, not lose the ball. So that's Eye of the Tiger, and that's going to be at Pinfest for any local people that want to play it. The same owner is going to put out a surfer. We didn't need to do anything to that. So what we've had to do to this so far, we've had to put a few new lamp sockets in. They were just bad, mainly under the star rollovers. And we had one here in the left out lane, this one. That was bad. And we had in the add bonus lights, these ones here, there was a few gone there. So we've re-rubbered it. So it's just come in for a bit of a tune-up. And away we go. So, yep, that'll be at Pinfest. All right. I think for today we're going to finish off that a fast draw. I'm going to start on a flipper kit in pro football. Yep. So that'll give us a little bit to do.
Oh, another job we just thought of. Next Thursday, our carpenter is bringing around the cabinet of her Joker poker again. That we've got to put a new transformer in it and earth it.
Oh, okay, that's going to Pinfest too.
Yep. Right,
okay. Yeah, and someone rang us up the other day about a game which we've seen one before, which is Royal Guard, and that's the one with the snap targets. You know, they go across the front of the.
Always confuses people. They think a target's broken all the time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we're going to have one of those coming in. And I mentioned in previous videos, but we haven't heard from the guy. A guy rang us up about a high hand about 6 or 7 weeks ago, but he hasn't rang back. I think sometimes people call up and they expect we've got nothing to do, and yeah, bring it round. But we told him to give us a call, and you know he hasn't done it. So in the meantime, other people have.
We've got jobs booked till after Christmas.
Yeah, other people have got in ahead of them. So we've got a couple of people going to speak to us at our Pinfest about games like. The card whiz that they want repaired, so we've definitely got a card whiz coming in. So the owner bought that, and a guy who's got a what's he got? A Williams. What's that chap got?
Rancher?
No. The odd machine. Yeah, there's millions of the other one around. Let's think. What is it? That's right. It's a Valencia. So it's the 4-player version of the 2-player.
Which is pretty rare, because when I was a kid, there was a lot of Toledos around, but never ever saw a Valencia. And they're probably popular in America, but so a lot of the games that come to Australia, you don't. And vice versa. Because maybe Australia favoured the 2 players more than the 4 players, I think, because there was a lot of 2-player machines around back in the day.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I remember watching an interview with Wayne Nyans that they released a particular 4-player version of a machine, and they went and put it on site with a distributor. This is Gottlieb, of course, and he metered each player 2, player 3 and player 4.
Yeah.
And the amount of games played on player 4 was negligible.
Yeah.
Hardly anyone ever played it.
Yeah.
And same with player 3. And 2-player games were popular.
And that's why when we fixed machines, 4-player machines, that we told the owner to play the third and fourth player on a regular basis, just so that the reels don't gummy up.
Yeah, well, that's very true. Yeah, so many people bring a 4-player game here and they only play a 1-player game, and
2 years down the track, they got a party.
They've got a party or something. Oh, it's not working. Player, 3 and 4 don't work properly. What's going on? And remember, those switches have got to keep wiping to clean themselves, get rid of the oxidisation.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's probably about all from us today.
Yep, we've got to get back to work.
Yeah, we need to get back to work. Spanky's telling us we're...
Yep, pub's open.
Yeah. Okay, so once again, viewers, we're approaching nearly 2,000 subscribers. We've only got about 13 or 14 more to get to 2,000, so hopefully we can get that in the next week, even less. That'd be really good. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Give us the big thumbs up on our videos. And don't forget to hit that bell to get notifications when we do a video. So till next time, this has been another Goat Shed presentation.